Hello all, welcome to the summer Photoshop class. My name is Jeff Raskoff and I'll be teaching the class. First I want to go over basically how to access the information, then I'll make a couple videos about how to use the book, and then I'll talk a little bit about some of the assignments and some of the things to get started. So in this class, I do have a website called raskoff.com, which will have the information. If you click on the Raskoff Classes link, you'll notice there is a section number right here, which is a link to the information. Again, the class will go from June 17th to July 25th. I've been using Photoshop for many years. I started using Photoshop in 1993, and I taught my first Photoshop class in 1994. So I've been using it for a long time, and I use it for many things, and I'll talk about how I use it when we get to some of the assignments. The first thing I want to talk about again is how to get started with the class. Now I will link it up to the Angel. Again, there is on the West Valley homepage, there is a portal called Angel right here, and in Angel you can use your login and password and get the information that way, because some of you are used to using Angel. So you can get there. I'll link up the info, but you can also get the info. Again, it'll be posted in both places, both on Angel as well as on my website. If you click on the section number right here, it'll take you to the information about the class. The class is, make sure you use the email when you contact me. My Yahoo account, my email is jraskov2@yahoo.com. So tend to use this one. I know I'll actually email you from my West Valley one, because that's how the school system works, is to email you all from the West Valley one. But still, try and use this one when you email me. The school email sometimes goes down, and then I won't have access, where the Yahoo tends to be up most of the time. In addition, there is a phone number here for my office, but I will not be in my office for the first week and a half. I am actually here in South America right now in the first week of the class, so I'll have email access all the time. I just won't be able to telephone you. So make sure you email me if you need any help or want to contact me. Use the email. You can read through. At West Valley we've had Photoshop classes for almost 13 years. We've been teaching it in a variety of different ways. I teach it a little bit differently than some of the other instructors. I teach more towards maybe business and less of a photography background, where I teach Photoshop for how to do things more for businesses. There is a lot of photography type of assignments and how to use Photoshop for photography, but I also teach things outside of just photography, and so we'll talk a lot about that. Now the book, and I'll do a whole new video besides this introduction one on the book. This class uses the Adobe Photoshop CS5 one-on-one. Now I know the newest version of Photoshop out there is CS6, and I actually have CS6 on this computer. I'll show you a little bit more of the differences between what the book might say and what CS6 is, but most of the information that you see in the book is relevant to CS6. The interface is a little bit darker, where in the older version it kind of used a light interface. The new CS6 version is a little bit darker. That's the main difference, I would say. But I'll try and point out as many of the differences as I can as I find them. This is the best book, though, that I have found for Photoshop, and the other teacher has found for Photoshop. It has probably the best lessons that you can follow. It is a tutorial book that you follow along, so make sure you have it the first week. I've already sent you an email telling you to go here and find the information, so hopefully by the first day on June 17th you already have the book, so that you can start right away. Again, the book has 12 chapters, and this class is a little less than 6 weeks, a few days less than 6 weeks, but we'll follow a 6-week schedule. You're going to have to do 2 chapters each week, as well as there'll be assignments for each week, and I'll explain all that when we get to the assignments. But each assignment is due at the end of the week. So how the class kind of works is there's a group of lessons. I only have the first 2 lessons right now. I'll keep adding them as I'm working on them. I'm almost done with this, the lesson 3. So mostly you'll be following the chapters in the book, and then following the assignments. The assignments aren't necessarily what's done in the book. The assignments are a little bit of what you've learned in the book, but you do them kind of outside the book. In addition, since this is let me go back here. Since this is a 4-unit class, there is what they call lab hours that you are supposed to do. Like if you were in a classroom doing this class, you would have an extra hour after class to do lab time. And since we're on an online class, I need to give you some extra work over and above to do what we call lab time. And most of the lab time will be adding and doing things, maybe a little bit outside of Photoshop. One of them, it will be to make a blog to post your homework. So to turn in your assignments, you're going to have to turn them in on a blog, or basically a web page. I've listed that, and I have some videos explaining how to make it. It's very easy, and every student has been able to make a blog in this class. So, and there's some sample blogs here that you can look at. You just basically post your homework on a blog. Let's look at one right now here. You just post your homework on the blog. You can see, so you have your assignment, and then maybe you write a little description about what the assignment was and what you did here. And so that's sort of how I want you to turn in your assignments. You can see an example here. You'll do the assignment, and then you can write next to the assignment what the assignment was, and so on. So you can see the samples from somebody else's blog here. Okay, so that's how you will turn in your homework, and then you'll send me a link to your blog, and then I will then I'll review your homework that way. The syllabus is pretty straightforward. It's basically tells you the text, learning outcomes, software. Make sure you have a computer that can run the Photoshop. Yes, you'll need the actual Photoshop software to do this class, and not just the Photoshop elements. It's not going to work for this class. This class follows the full version of Photoshop. I'm not sure. CS4 is, some people have already emailed me. If you can follow along with the assignments and do what it says, and you have CS4, then if you can make it work, that's fine with me. It's more important that you are learning the skills that are needed in the class and not necessarily learning the latest version. CS5 is pretty close to CS6. You can purchase the software at JourneyEd or Creation Engine, and somebody else said Amazon is actually cheaper possibly too, so you might consider buying it at Amazon. You can also download a trial version, which works for 1 month. Another place to buy, you can actually buy a subscription from Adobe. So if you go to the Adobe website, you can buy a subscription to the software, and that'll allow you to use the software for a monthly fee. And then you can cancel anytime, I believe. So that might be the way to go. There'll be 2 assignments each week and 1 lab assignment each week. In the lab, you actually have to turn in also. So you'll be turning in the assignments and labs. So there'll be 3 things that you should be posting each week on your blog. I give you 5 points for each assignment. I don't grade necessarily the assignments. I just say that you did it. So if you turn in the assignment and you did it properly, you'll get 5 points. If you didn't do it properly, I'll probably email you and say maybe you should change this way. And I'll email you each week on every student each week. I'll email you as you send me a link and say, hey, I updated my blog, Jeff. So send me an email each week. Tell me when you posted your homework. I'll then go to your blog. I will evaluate your work, and then I'll send you back an email. That's sort of how I evaluate your work. You can read through all this and hopefully you understand. Again, the class will be done using lessons inside each lesson. So you click on the lessons link. Inside each lesson, if you click on the date here for the lesson, it'll take you to the lesson. There will be reading and videos that you can watch, as well as the videos from the book. I'll have linked those up for you. And then there'll be extra reading that you can follow along. And then you'll have assignments. Your first assignment is to email me. Please email me this early on so you can. So I know I told you most of the assignments are due at the end of the week, but if you could send me the first email at least this first part about why you're taking the class or who you are and your ID, especially your ID. That's an easy way for me to search my email to find who you are. The first assignment is more about how Photoshop is used in business, and so you can read through that. And then the second part of the assignment is fixing a photo. And then the important thing of setting up, and I'll do a whole video in a minute on how to get the book started. Okay, how to start using the book. Okay, so the first week here, and you need to do the first 2 chapters in the book, book 1 and book 2, or first chapter 1 and chapter 2. And then the next week again you'll be doing chapter 3, and then there's lessons, there's files that come along with the book chapter. Okay, you download those, and I'll explain those in another video. And then there's some separate videos outside, and then I talk about doing the assignment down below. So hopefully you get an introduction about how to use the Photoshop class here at West Valley College, and make sure you email me an introduction email to who you are.